Hi, I'm Julie Kratz, and I am talking to you about the 5 questions to get the gender equality conversation started in your organization. This is an important conversation. Despite the best efforts, we are still sitting at roughly 5 to 6% CEOs that are women at top organizations in the United States, and roughly 20% of board positions and C-suites occupied by women leaders. That means no organization's got this figured out. However, we are not going to let that be a reason to prevent us from positive change. Here we go, the 5 questions. So if you've been following the series, we've unpacked a number of factors that are important to have this conversation. Recognition of goals, recognition of successes, of barriers, of what are we missing out on. Now we're going to talk about the importance of highlighting one thing. So the psychology behind this is, as human beings, if we make this big, long, exhaustive list of all these things we need to do to achieve gender equality, our likelihood of doing any of them is pretty low. You know this. When you have a big, daunting to-do list, it's easy to procrastinate despite wanting to do it. So just pick one thing. And this is just picking one thing that's really going to have a high impact and maybe isn't so hard to do. It doesn't take a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of resources. Prioritize that first. Do that first. And then once you get through that one big thing, ask yourself, what's another big thing we could do to facilitate gender equality? Me personally, what can my organization do? A tool I would offer, an oldie but a goodie from my archives, is my book, One, How Male Allies Partner with Women for Gender Equality. If you haven't read it, I'm getting a ton of requests lately to have book club discussions, to have women's employee resource group discussions, to have company-wide discussions around allyship. Now is the time to have a formal ally program or to educate people as allies, especially men who may not see themselves as a part of the conversation, to engage. We want you included in this. And by the way, here's some simple things you can do, right? You can call out not so good behavior when you see it. You know what that looks like, whether it's an interruption or a side comment or an assumption about somebody because of their gender. Call it out. Have a call-in culture where we call these things out. Perhaps it's advocating for somebody, championing them. Say, hey, this person's amazing. Regardless of their gender, I know that this is somebody that we should be championing, and why aren't we, right? And challenging those assumptions. Challenging gender bias. I truly believe this is one of the biggest things holding women back today, is these subtle little behaviors that happen all the time, whether it's the tightrope that women have to walk or the prove it again bias of having to do something over and over again to believe that it's possible. These are all some great things that you can do personally or bring to your culture for a culture of inclusion that facilitates gender equality. You're not alone on this journey. Nextpivotpoint.com is where you can get all the free resources, including your complimentary 5 questions to get the gender equality conversation started at your organization, and check out the full free video series. You can email me your questions, julie@nextpivotpoint.com. I personally respond to every note I get, usually the same day. Thank you for engaging with us and for being an ally.